It's time for Rw9 versus Mawkzy semi-finals for Chalkcast Duels about to commence. We're all the way down to the final 5, and this is the grand final everybody expected. And it's going to be happening in the semi. That's all thanks to Chronic, by the way. Chronic took Mawkzy down earlier, 3 games to 2. He's the only other player in this tournament, apart from Rw9, who remains undefeated. But that could all change now, as we get into the first best of 7 of the tournament. Rw9 versus Mawkzy. I think these guys have probably played each other more than any other rivalry in 1v1 history at this point. Played something like 20 times. Initially, Mawkzy had the edge in the rivalry, but more recently it's been Rw9 who has taken the most Ws. And coming into this, he will, of course, be the favorite as the undefeated player in the matchup. It's Mawkzy's flicks against Rw9's goalkeeping. Rw9 didn't feel comfortable double jump saving that one in case he owned gold. He just played the safe dodge instead. That obviously limits his counter-attacking chances, but also prevents the immediate goal for Mawkzy. Rw9 will score from a conventional attack on a defended net with a very simple, straightforward flip reset shot. Yeah, guys, I know you're all spamming Jack. I'll send Jack a message. But I'm not going to put any pressure on him like you guys are. Pretty simple pop there from Mawkzy to tie. But yeah, you can also stop spamming Jack. I sent him a DM. I said to him, do you want to co-cast the grand final of this tourney? No pressure though. Because if he just wants to have a relaxing rest of the night, then that's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine by me, I think totally fair. You guys are just trying to peer pressure everybody, it would seem. That's a great save by Rw9. Makes such a difference that he can land. Oh my goodness, he can land on the back wall there. Look at what difference this makes. If he lands inside the net, Mawkzy's attacking. If he lands clean in the back wall, Rw9 is simply scoring. Immediate counter attack. You need to do better, Mawkzy, with the flicks. You cannot allow Rw9 to land clean like that. That's a lot better though. Nice kickoff goal to tie the game again. Yeah, Jack's also flying to Saudi tomorrow, so he might be busy. I'm flying to Saudi as well myself, so I'm going to be off straight away after this stream to pack, eat dinner, and get ready for bed. It's a nice placement there by Mawkzy. He does get one past a defended net there. Rw9 with a bit of a slow turn. Missing the boost definitely impacted his plans to defend in position. It is worth mentioning, by the way, that Mawkzy does have, or rather Rw9 does have a win on Mawkzy very recently. So he's not just the favorite because of the routes both players have taken to this point in the tournament. Also because of their most recent match going in his favor. Great turn by Mawkzy. Rw9 completely out of position as a result of this fake defensive dribble. Like, Mawkzy pretended to take that to his back corner. Rw9 made a beeline there to meet him in that area. And suddenly Mawkzy just turns around and shoots the ball directly. And now he's completely read Rw9 again. Mawkzy one step ahead for the 5th time. Yeah, as I thought, Jack's got to go, guys. He's got a 7 AM flight tomorrow. So he's got to go. So you can all stop spamming apparently Jack this, apparently Jack that. The man's busy. I don't know how long he was going to have if he actually progressed in this tournament. That might have been a disaster for him. Oh, what a shot. Oh my goodness, Mawkzy. That's perfectly sniped a 6th goal here. Well struck on the turn, and not a moment too late. Rw9 was right on top of him. Definitely the most difficult opponent Rw9 has had so far. Yes, CRR gave Rw9 a couple of headaches in their series. But Mawkzy's been giving Rw9 headaches for years now. Every time they play. This is the only match this tournament so far that Rw9 made absolutely sure to get 92 ping. He was not happy with 100, not happy with 104, he wanted 92. Because against Mawkzy, every split second can make a huge difference. Mawkzy loves to win the biggest ones tournaments. I mean, so does Rw9, of course, but Mawkzy seems to just be that guy who can turn it up to the next level whenever he needs to. It's a good delay on the 50-50 there by Rw9. Get his 4th goal of the game. Looks like Mawkzy might be about to add one to his tally though. Low boost dribble. Perfect flick. 7-4. It's really just been Mawkzy taking control from the majority of kickoffs here. Looks like he's run out of boost here though. Rw9 read Mawkzy very well in that play. I mean, when these two play, there just looks like there's no space on the pitch at all. The pitch seems so small. They're just all over each other. They read each other so well that they just do not allow the other player to get much space to do a whole lot of anything. Rw9 faking from the near post here. Faking again and scoring again. That was very convincing. Mawkzy got in a bit of a bind, unfortunately, for himself. His lead has started to crumble. That's a kickoff win for Rw9. A great bounce for himself to work with. That backs up Mawkzy. Rw9, air roll shot, 7-all. Incredibly clinical finishing from Rw9. Sneaks it past Mawkzy, who is making himself as big as possible. And now Rw9 matching Mawkzy's wave dash recovery kickoff. He wanted the counter attack there. Mawkzy catches up with the demo. And now here he comes the other way. Rw9 goes right through the ball, trips up Mawkzy, but he falls over in the process, so that was bizarre. It looked like Rw9 was about to get a goal. He had Mawkzy landing on him. Both players fell over. Neither player was able to advance. Rw9 still has an advantage though, 15 boost for Mawkzy. Does have possession of the ball though, and a defensive flick, turning into an offensive flick all of a sudden. And now Mawkzy is right back in an even position. Rw9 outplays him in the near post, and it's just dipped in. Once again, Rw9 finds a way through by the smallest of margins. Mawkzy's attempt to keep the ball near post completely countered, and the comeback win is just 25 seconds away. Mawkzy immediately putting Rw9 under a ton of pressure though. There's not even a small boost pad for Rw9 to grab. Fake reverse challenge, dunked in. Mawkzy will not be denied. "16 seconds to go in game one." It was the grand final everybody predicted. It feels like a grand final already. Rw9 grabs the boost while popping a shot on target. That does give the ball away. Mawkzy's pinch is off, but threatening. Rw9 just had to watch and hope that that one was going wide. Thought about keeping the ball up, but into overtime we go. A dead even game one. Mawkzy bowls over Rw9's kickoff and wins it 9-8. Rw9 just not strong enough. He got flatlined by Mawkzy's single jump into the ball. And the rest was history. Game 1 goes to the Frenchman. Korea, thanks for the tier 1 sub. Welcome to the channel. If you're wondering why every single kickoff seems to end in a low boost play for both players, the reason is pretty simple. They are not really saving much boost on these kickoffs. They're saving 1 pad every time. Both players are trying really hard to get advantages off the kickoff, not saving boost off the kickoff and trying to recover. Oh, Mawkzy's just read him there. And he's going to slow roll Rw9 as well. I think Rw9 might have faked himself here. He flipped the wrong way. Tried to flip into the ball, but that same trick that our brains play on all of us. Surprise Rw9 there as well. Mawkzy looking for the double. Oh, it's actually an own goal for Rw9. He pre-jumped to the near post and it bounced flat off the bar and went in off him. I don't think that was going in. I think Mawkzy probably missed that. Rw9 obviously had to jump. You've got to respect the potential for the double. Is it just Mawkzy's day? Has Rw9 been trolled by Mawkzy earlier in the tournament, losing to Chronic? That's a great save though. Rw9 right back in it. Notice that there was no time for Rw9 to be air dribble bump there because he jumped so early. He got so high so early that Mawkzy could not even think about bumping him. Rw9 might be the hardest player to air dribble bump in the entire scene right now. So much so that after he played Vatira in a recent tournament, Vatira tweeted out that he's getting suspicious that having high ping actually makes you harder to bump, and that's part of why Rw9 was able to defend his air dribble bumps as well as he did. Now that's obviously not true. In fact, having ping makes it harder to dodge bumps, but that's just how good Rw9 is. He has even a world-class player like Vatira, one of the absolute best players in the world, thinking that ping helps you. High ping helps you. A really nice catch and turn there by Mawkzy. Flick in reverse to outplay Rw9. And he's really got the pressure on the Saudi Arabian now. A bit of revenge for that last kickoff of the last game. Another reverse flick from Mawkzy though, straight into a wave dash. And now he's the player with the offensive threat. Big mind game and a goal. Rw9 is floundering. It's these reverse flicks by Mawkzy that are getting the work done. Can Rw9 dig deep here? He's in a lot of trouble. Mawkzy is rolling. And when Mawkzy gets rolling, it looks impossible to stop him. I mean, how do you stop these shots? You don't. A clean out play, a perfect turnaround, and an immediate flick to the top corner. Zen is better overall, but Mawkzy trains so much ones that he can beat him. It's the classic copium, isn't it? Ah, this guy plays more ones than me. This guy plays more ones than my favorite player. That's the only reason he can win. Why is it only in Rocket League that you hear that? Ah, this guy just practiced more. Actually, he beat me because he practiced more, in fact. And that's kind of cringe. Imagine practicing. When has any, athlete ever been criticized for practicing so much that they're actually cringe? It's insane. I used to see this a lot in the old days, but it pops up every now and then. It's not as common as it used to be, but it used to happen a lot. Like back in the old days of 1v1s, players would type in the chat during series, "Oh, can you tell I've haven't been practicing," or yeah, you're only winning because my kickoff is terrible. I never practice ones kickoffs. All of the copium used to be very prevalent. Luckily, it's not prevalent at all now between players, but the fans still love to say it every now and then. Mawkzy gets so often discredited just because he practices 1v1, which is insane to me. I mean, you should be giving him credit for practicing, not trying to take something away from him. Yeah, he just looks like he's on a ridiculously high level right now. 9-2 against Rw9 in less than half a game. Mawkzy has been unstoppable in this second game of the series. Still a long time left for Mawkzy to hold on to this lead with. Rw9 will get one back. And times like these, you got to always remind yourself, if your opponent can lead by 6 goals in half the game, then surely you can come back by 6 goals in half the game as well. See, a lot easier said than done, because holding on to a lead is easier than creating one. But Rw9 is going to try, and he's already back by 2. He needs kickoff possessions. He needs clinical finishing. And he needs Mawkzy to drop off and level a little bit. This is something that's just not happening right now. Who got him? Thanks to the 5-month prime. I am indeed feeling a lot better. Thanks for the kind words. Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, the reason it's harder to make a comeback happen than it is to create a lead in the first place is because Mawkzy knows that Rw9 will be forced to take risks now. And he can just play a very risk-averse game and counter all of Rw9's overextensions. Oh, that's a brilliant shot. Double jump shot from Rw9. Goes over Mawkzy at the near post. Mawkzy was no doubt expecting a shot to the other top corner. That one just went straight over his head. Diabito, thanks for the 5-month prime. Welcome back to the channel. Rw9 trying everything here. He's trying to get shots off as quickly as he can. Mawkzy is just playing to avoid mistakes at this point, which is all he has to do after you've scored 10 this early. Rw9 catches him out of position again and shoots from distance for a 6th goal. Rw9 is definitely firing well. These are some brilliant shots. Is it too little too late though? Mick Poogle, thanks for the 11-month tier 1. Ofrotzi, thanks for the 350 bits. Appreciate the support. Kick off possession for Mawkzy. Rw9 forced to dive. Mawkzy absorbs it well. Rw9 is waiting to see if Mawkzy's going to commit here. Mawkzy just sitting intelligently behind the ball. Rw9 manages to dispossess him, but it's taking a lot of time to do it. Mawkzy's still in the way of him. Rw9 again, looking to shoot from distance. Mawkzy's presence allowing these long shots to occur, but he is being very careful with his positioning. No overextensions here. Mawkzy is in full control. If Rw9 can get 1 goal here, it looks like he might. No, Mawkzy denies him. That should be game. Now, if Rw9 did score, there was always a chance of a couple of kickoff possessions in a row going his way, but this is the nightmare scenario for Rw9. If Mawkzy could just get control 1 time, you might as well say goodbye to a minute that you need to come back with. And that is a forfeit. 11-6. A crushing victory for Mawkzy. Puts himself 2-0 up in the series. Now, Rw9 taking some time here, trying to think up a plan, I'm sure, for how to come back in this series. I think the number 1 thing that I would like to see from Rw9 personally is a couple of delayed kickoffs. The reason being, Mawkzy's just had the better wave dash recovery kickoff of the 2 today. He's just been very, very effective, and he often is. Like, he might have the best wave dash recovery kickoff in the world. Now, if somebody is consistently taking the possession with that strategy, you need to delay a kickoff at some point. You need to make them second guess themselves on that approach. And that's something Rw9 doesn't do all that often. I'd like to see him do it more. Just mess with Mawkzy's timing a little bit, because clearly Mawkzy's in the zone. He's evidently producing his best play when it matters most. He's putting together a reverse sweep against Toxic in the lower bracket. Into now a couple of games in a row against Rw9 in the semi-final. it'll be Mawkzy with the flick to start things off. Rw9 again has to just flip into that one and knock it into his crossbar. Direct air dribble goes through though. Mawkzy was in the area but not able to make contact, and it's a direct air dribble by Rw9 to put the first goal in. Mawkzy looks like he might have been expecting a bit of a lower play there, either a reset or an air dribble bump. Oh, it's a beautiful outplay by Mawkzy. Rw9 wanted to sneak in a challenge. He lined himself up for it, but Mawkzy saw him coming. You can't really blame Rw9 for trying that. You can't blame him for mixing up his defensive strategy. Mawkzy's just got full control with his dribbling. He always has a flick ready. So difficult to sneak challenges in against this guy. This time it's a fake from Rw9, and not even that's going to work as Mawkzy shoots over him. Mawkzy is just in the zone right now. The fake challenge does nothing. How about that for an aerial shot? It's going to be a delayed kickoff for Rw9 there. Just pulls up short of hitting the ball immediately. Another fake kick challenge for Rw9. Gets him into the play in the midfield. This is very helpful for Rw9 if he can get into the play in the midfield instead of on his own goal line. It's still Mawkzy who's getting small advantages here, and what a shot off the wall to go up 3-1. Rw9 tried to grab boost at midfield. He did not see that shot coming. Mawkzy, known for his flicks, but showing he's got some shots in his back pocket as well. And he's going to score a fourth. Rw9 is starting to fall apart even more. Mawkzy pushes it right past him. And really it's up to Rw9 to be making adjustments on the kickoff. Mawkzy has had just too much control. Rw9 has played the same strategy twice in a row there. He says nice one in the chat, but I don't know what on earth he's thinking. He's tried the same thing 2 times, and he's lost both times. I mean, maybe Rw9 is thinking that Mawkzy is going to be switching up his strategy preemptively. He says, can you do normal kickoffs? Oh, Rw9 is tilted. Mawkzy says, okay. And immediately delays. Oh, I love Mawkzy. He's actually tilted Rw9. Something I don't think many people thought was possible. Rw9 will be the next to score, though. That's incredible. You know, this is entirely Rw9's fault. It is, I think, unforgivable in the modern day 1v1 game to be losing a kickoff goal and then going for the exact same kickoff strategy. That is something that no top tier player should be doing. But that's what Rw9 did, and he lost 2 kickoff goals in a row because of it. Unless the whole point is to just anticipate your opponent switching and just do the same losing strategy twice, then you're just asking for trouble. So yeah, if that was his mindset, if that's what he thought, then fair enough. But I would imagine that he was just autopiloting and losing, if I were to guess. Mawkzy escapes the demo, turns around safely. Good turn there by Mawkzy, holding boost the entire way. Make sure that he stays safe. Yeah, like I said earlier, we have yet to see too many delayed kickoffs for Rw9. And the one that he did delay wasn't a significant delay, it was just a very small delay. And you know, the counter for the wave dash recovery kickoff is a pretty big delay. That's how you counter it, because when somebody's single jumping into the ball like that, if you just let them hit it into you, you can be the player dictating the engagement. If you're just whacking the ball into somebody who's still got their flip, then they're the player controlling the engagement. And I'm sure that Rw9 knows that. Just don't know if he's feeling comfortable. Maybe he's just not been practicing it enough to whip it out in a big match like this. I know, what can Rw9 do with consistent pressure? Nice little power slide landing there to line up a shot. 50-50 allows a boost steal to connect, but this is not easy for Rw9. He's flipped away from the ball here. Luckily so is Mawkzy, and it's wide open. Well, a defensive mistake gives Rw9 a very easy goal there. I think Mawkzy just flipped by mistake. Or either that or he thought he could flip back onto the wall. Completely misjudged the distance. Either way, it is a big mistake. Mawkzy, one step ahead of that shot. Rw9 gets into a defensive position again. Again, has to dodge to keep the ball out of the net. The pre-jump not really stopping Mawkzy's advance. Or this time, Rw9 is equal to it. Oh, he missed the boost. He has to go back for it. That's a nightmare for Rw9. He loses control of the ball. Mawkzy delays the flick, but this time Rw9 has a number again. A couple of defensive plays in a row now, working well for Rw9, and the air dribble bump lands. Finally, momentum swings strongly in the way of the Saudi Arabian player. But can he keep it going? Mawkzy's confidence must still be at an all-time high as both players secure 100 boost after the kickoff. Mawkzy landed a little bump there. Rw9 able to stand strong and equalize. Well, Mawkzy let his guard down there. He did not think Rw9 was going to follow through. Thought he had him covered. Suddenly we're in a tie game. Oh, Rw9 missed the small boost on the kickoff. It'll go his way anyway. That was not intentional. And it might actually work wonderfully. Well, how about that? A misplay from Rw9 actually wins him the kickoff. That is bizarre. He just he sped flipped the wrong way, but ended up working well. Next one will be Mawkzy's though. First time he gives it away. This is not the play that Mawkzy needed. Rw9 was definitely very scared of the bump there. I know he's the one who's coming in going for one. Mawkzy dodges it. Rw9 plays the ball. And now he's looking to get into another defensive position. Heavy touch by Mawkzy, invites Rw9's challenge. Again, Mawkzy has space to play with though. Rw9, fake challenge. Mawkzy doesn't fall for it. And what a save that is. Rw9 denies the air dribble bump and gets going on the counter to score his 8th goal. You need to be careful if you're trying to air dribble bump Rw9. If he sees it coming, he will save it every time. Well, this is an incredible mental display from Rw9. He was getting crushed in this series. He was getting crushed in game 3 even. It seemed like everything was going against him. Mawkzy's bumps, Mawkzy's flicks, Mawkzy's kickoffs were all working well. But he put it together, came back, and held on to win game 3. No sweep today. We've got a series in our hands. Cooking is looking thanks to the 18-month tier 1. Since have you considered inviting Kira to show matches? He's been top 10 for a while now. I'm gonna get back to show matches when I'm back from Gamers 8, no doubt. But right now, obviously, pretty tied up with this tournament, and yeah, I'll be leaving tomorrow. But yeah, I'm sure we're gonna get show matches once I'm back from Saudi Arabia. Well, what an important game that could be. The main question I've got is, will that have affected Mawkzy's mental? Because I know Mawkzy's mental is not always there. The fact that Rw9 was able to seem tilted and bounce back, it yeah, really shows that he is locked in right now. Mawkzy, of course, has had his moments in the past where he's tilted completely off the face of the earth. So he'll need to lock in now as well. Rw9 has elevated his game. Mawkzy darts quickly to the mid boost before continuing his attack. It's another air dribble bump. Rw9 tried to bump Mawkzy into it, but Mawkzy had too much momentum. I think Rw9's initial plan here was to dodge over Mawkzy, but after he realized that's not going to work, he just had to try and flip into Mawkzy. And yeah, he just didn't have enough momentum. The problem with Rw9's air dribble bump defense is that he does take off with momentum in the wrong direction, so he doesn't really have a lot of chances to bump his opponent into the ball. It's not his main tool to avoid air dribble bumps. He usually just tries to evade the bump and then make the save after he's dodged the bump. Usually with the dodge intact. And he did not have any play here. Mawkzy, too quick. Ceiling challenge from Rw9. Just taking a bit too long to connect. Good speed by Mawkzy as he goes up 2-0. And he'll make that 3. Mawkzy slaps in another kickoff goal. Rw9 maybe a little bit past the center point of the ball on that one. Small margins. Against Mawkzy, you need to play every kickoff perfectly. Finally, Mawkzy's messed up a flick, and that's going to give Rw9 his first goal of the game. Confident striking from distance. You're not going to get many of those. Mawkzy missing a flick is something that is very rare to see. Rw9 with an air dribble from distance. And a flip reset. Wanted the dunk. This is something that worked the vast majority of the time that he's tried it against CRR. It's good possession from Mawkzy. Oh, great dodge on the bump as well. It's just too easy for Mawkzy. He's forcing Rw9 to do his bidding. Perfect timing with the dodge on the demo. Once again, he races away to a commanding lead, as he has done every game so far this series. Rw9 down by 4 now. He's struggling to contain Mawkzy's offense. Just like he did in the last few games, he's struggling to contain Mawkzy's kickoff. Again, I'm going to be critical. I don't think Rw9 has had enough in the way of adjustments. I think that really it's up to him to be making adjustments on the kickoffs. Mawkzy has got the current winning strategy, and Rw9 needs to respect that and make changes. He's not making changes. He's just bashing his head into a brick wall right now. Instead of trying to switch up the timing in some way, well, he'll get 1 goal back with a perfect flick off this one. Where are the adaptations for Rw9? I mean, really all he's tried to do is the occasional wave dash recovery of his own. Apart from that, it's all been standard from Rw9. Mawkzy just a hair away from the floor double, but instead it's Rw9 with a demo. And now the counter-attacking play. And he really decided against that shot at the last second. Oh, looks like Mawkzy's way out of position though, and Rw9 will get 1 back. That was a very strange passage of play. Not sure what Mawkzy was thinking. Maybe he expected that ball to bounce up into the corner rather than flat back into the midfield. And Mawkzy again, ever threatening with the ball off kickoff. I mean, is there a more threatening player with the ball on top of his head, regardless of his boost total? Rw9 had to back off and think about the top corner flick, and that just left him wide open for the bump. Rw9 does get 1 kickoff to go through, but Mawkzy is just in the way of him every time. It's frustrating from Rw9's POV. He has no easy attacking options. It's all Mawkzy in this series. I mean, really, the only 2 positions we're seeing are Rw9 defending against Mawkzy, where Mawkzy has space, and Rw9 attacking Mawkzy when he has none to play with. Luckily for him, Mawkzy's overextended again. It's the second time in a row that Mawkzy has gone for the boost when he really does not have time to do so. Can Rw9 conjure up another comeback? He's starting to get the better of Mawkzy, but that's not the bounce Rw9 wanted. Did not have time to grab the boost. Mawkzy's not going to center this one dangerously in front of his own net. Waits till he has control. And now easily flicks it past Rw9. who tried to switch up the challenge timing. But once again, Mawkzy sees it coming. It just seems like he's on a different level when it comes to reads. If he wants a flick, he's got a flick. Mawkzy really is making this look a lot easier than most of us expected it to be. Strong 50-50 by Rw9 though. Keeps it competitive. This is just a ridiculously high level 1v1. The amount of times that I've seen both players forced to be on low boost is truly astonishing. Rw9 dives in. Mawkzy outplays him again. I mean, what do you do against this guy? You lunge in, he outplays you. You go back to your goal, he outplays you. It doesn't seem like there's any safe defensive strategy against Mawkzy and his impeccable ground game. Rw9 is going to keep chugging along though and try and make something happen. He's got a boost advantage here. Can he turn it into a goal? Full volley, denied by the Frenchman. He's used quite a lot of his boost though. And looks like Rw9 spots another opening. 6-9 inside the final minute. Defense has really just not been on show in this game at all, in this series at all. It's been unstoppable offense by both players. Rw9, 3 flips to shoot on target. And once again, Mawkzy spots his lunging challenge far too early. Rw9 is too predictable. Mawkzy putting him in precarious positions and then putting the ball past him whenever Rw9 moves. You know, Rw9 doesn't really have many choices. If he doesn't dive here, then Mawkzy's just got control of the ball in front of his net. So what can Rw9 do? He just has to go and hope that he's got the pace and hope that he's got the angles to work with. Another mistake from Mawkzy gives Rw9 half of a chance. It's going to be a good chance for him to get another goal here, but he misses his touch. Rw9 trying again for a second time. Well, he's done it. He missed the first time, but the second air dribble works out well. Mawkzy with a very slow takeoff there. He didn't play the ball, didn't play the car, just flew perfectly in between. Can Mawkzy get control of the ball? One of the next 2 kickoffs. It looks like he will here, and he should just dribble this one back. That's exactly what he's going to do. Nice one, says Rw9, I'm sure sarcastically. But truth be told, this is the perfect play by Mawkzy, and it will win him the game. 11-8, and a thanks from Mawkzy, forever the content farmer, forever the salt miner. He is defeating his biggest rival in devastating fashion. I mean, the stories remain the same for a lot of this series though. Mawkzy has had the better kickoff game from the start of this series until now. It is up to Rw9 to mess up with his timing, to mess with Mawkzy's timing, to change the approach, to try and half flip on occasion. Really, he's not done that in my opinion. He's not done that enough. He needs to switch it up more often, and he needs to switch it up early in this game, or it's going to be another win for Mawkzy. Might see a car change here for Rw9. I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the Octane here. No, it's just going to be the Fennec. But really, we should be seeing half-flip kickoffs from Rw9. We should be seeing delayed kickoffs from Rw9. And we're not seeing anything of the sort. We're just seeing more of the same. And it's been a losing strategy. And what Mawkzy was aware of last game is that Rw9 had played for a much more aggressive defensive strategy than we're used to seeing from him. We're used to seeing Rw9 in his goal, defending his goal line. That's not what we saw in the last game. We only had 1 save for Rw9. He was lunging in, he was challenging early. Mawkzy was more than ready for it. Now in this game, Rw9 has to play pretty much perfectly if he's going to stop Mawkzy at his current form. He'll have to surprise Mawkzy with his defensive strategy. He'll have to, I think, break the streak of kickoff wins that Mawkzy's had for the majority of this series. That's not the landing Rw9 wanted. Mawkzy didn't really get the best first touch either though, but he's still got a dominant position for himself. Nice equalizing move there by Rw9. fact, a turnover for Rw9, but the flick is not there. Mawkzy showing levels. When he challenges early, it lands. When Rw9 challenges early, he gets outplayed. Rw9 just did not have the correct play there. Rw9 apparently needs a second, so I'll just pause the game. Not sure what he needs to leave the lobby for, but we'll have to find out in a second. Zeon212, thanks for the 12-month tier 1. I don't think he changed his car here, so it's probably... I'm just going to pause this again. Sorry. There we go. Because that was only a 2-second timer. I want it to be a clean 3. I'm not sure if it matters, but we'll try and make this as standard as possible. And does Rw9 have another gear? Does he have any more tricks that he's yet to reveal? Mawkzy has played almost perfectly up until now. He's frustrated Rw9 start to finish. And, you know, he's left the best defender in the world completely helpless at times. This is one of the few times that we've ever seen Rw9 leave his goal line defense in favor of lunging in for an entire game. That's what happened in game 4. Rw9 realized his goal line defense wasn't working. Now, Mawkzy's goal line defense is working just fine as he counterattacks to put himself up by 3. Rw9 just does not have it in him right now. He's not got the answer. Not got the answers. He needs many for what Mawkzy's brought to the table. No goals to boast about in game 5. Mawkzy confidently advances into Rw9's corner, takes the ball away from him, and walks it all the way back into his corner instead. Rw9 unable to do the same. I mean, it's just Mawkzy control, start to finish here, and the flick lands once again. It's 4-0 at half-time. I mean, compare what just happened. Mawkzy just walked into Rw9's corner with 16 boost, took the ball away, and then when Rw9 tries to do the same, Mawkzy holds on to possession. Rw9 says, bro, you're 3-1 in series and 3-0 in the lead, and you're still it's wasting time. To be fair to him, I mean, every time Rw9 has talked, he has actually turned it around. This is exactly what happened in game 2. He got tilted and typed in the chat. So boring, says Rw9. You're so mad. Mawkzy is actually such a successful salt miner. It is unbelievable. No one mines as much salt as this guy in 1v1. Oh, you've got to respect it. That's a great save in the air dribble bump, but again, Mawkzy's there to deny Rw9 the counter-attack. But last time, like I said, last time that Rw9 made it known like he was salty in chat, he actually came back and won the game. So, I mean, somehow this is working for him. It's not something you see often in Rocket League. Text chat from someone followed by a comeback, but it's happened once already this series. Let's see if Rw9 can do it again. That's actually open, you know. I think it's not on target though. Yeah, but he's missed it. And Rw9, maybe he just needed to reveal to the world that he was salty a little bit earlier. Is he salty? Is it just a big mind game? Is he trying to make Mawkzy think that he's salty? And then he's actually just completely chilling, fully locked in, ready to make a comeback happen. Once again, it's working. That'll be a 3rd goal for Rw9. Listen, this is actually 300 IQ by Rw9 if he's not tilted and he's just typing as if he is. Mawkzy relishing his win just a bit too soon. Now only a 1-goal difference. Rw9 looks like a changed man. He's either enraged or inspired. Either way, Mawkzy better be careful. It's another dunk on the goal line, not quite. Mawkzy saves that one, and Rw9 does give him what a save in chat. Probably, I think probably a serious what a save there. I don't think that one's sarcastic at all. Mawkzy's really trying to get under his skin. He says France owns RL everywhere. I don't know why you're mad here. Mawkzy's, he is actually so good at mining salt. It's ridiculous. Great recovery by Mawkzy, but not enough. Rw9 beats him to it. Oh my goodness, I love Mawkzy. Like, I know that this gets him a lot of hate. I know some people don't like him for his text chat, but you can't deny the entertainment value. Play RLCS, let's see what you can do. Ah yes, the classic response. This is definitely a full salt matchup now. Rw9 lunging in, getting outplayed again. Mawkzy up by 2. It looks like he's typing, he's not yet. He says he lets his friends on you. Okay, so he lets his French friends beat Rw9 in RLCS and he handles them in 1v1. I guess that's what he's getting at here. Okay, it looks like now Rw9 has lost all that momentum he had in the mid-game. He needs to settle down here. Failed wave dash would indicate that's not the case. Mawkzy makes it 7-4 with an easy open net. I think Rw9 might be typing again by the looks of things. Mawkzy truly is a genius. I want to remind you guys, by the way, it was in fact Rw9 that started this. He was the first person to type. Mawkzy said you think you're the main character because you think your fans says you're the GOAT. That's a great shot. Rw9 continuing with the RLCS line of thinking. He says he wants to see Mawkzy playing RLCS. I would love to see it as well, to be honest. He's still in this, you know. Rw9 just needs to get control of the ball. Needs to do not have an agreement in chat, that's for sure. Great shot by Mawkzy. Rw9 punished for the boost steal. It's a couple times in a row now that he's gone for boosts when he can. His decision making has crumbled. I think that confirms that he probably was tilted and it was probably the rage comeback and not the fake tilt text chat. So happy my 10th series win against you is this. I won the GOAT. Mawkzy is a genius, man. He's actually a genius. Like, I'm a fan of both players, as I'm sure you guys are well aware, but I've got to respect Mawkzy's ability to type as much as he does and just still keep chugging along with ridiculously effective gameplay. I mean, that's actually in, you know. That's in. And that's a 1-goal game. Hold on a second. I mean, don't call it a comeback yet, but Rw9 has been scoring every now and then, and now suddenly he bangs in a kickoff goal when it matters most. Looks like he's going to get the possession. Does he get the boost? No, he doesn't. Mawkzy takes it. That's game over. Rw9 tried to force the bump into the boost, but he got bumped off of it. Couldn't steer in time. Mawkzy says 10-6 in series. That's why I win you. Rw9 says it's the ping advantage, bro. 28. Okay, he's calling him out for a low ping match. I think obviously we have to see that in the future at some point. I would love to see it. But today belongs to Mawkzy. He was too good. You know, besides Mawkzy's spectacular ground game, I do think Rw9 got himself in a lot of trouble here by stubbornly repeating losing kickoff strategies. I think he took far too long to think of adequate counters to what Mawkzy was doing. It was way too late in the series against a player of Mawkzy's caliber. But well played, Mawkzy has made another 1v1 tournament grand final, and he's done it by beating his greatest rival 4-1. Chronic versus CRR coming up next. I'm going to take a quick break, and then when I'm back, we're going to have NA's last hope against the resurgent CRR, whose form has been completely unbelievable. He was the lowest seed in his group, a group containing First Killer, Atto, and Nas. He won that and took Rawas to 5 and eliminated apparently Jack. What a tournament he's had. But don't forget Chronic. He's beaten Naupo Raziers and Mawkzy to make it into this match as well. It's a very difficult to predict but exciting match, to be sure.